Let's look at an example using Pascal's triangle. If our question says a family has 7 children, in how many ways could the parents have 5 boys and 2 girls? So before using Pascal's triangle to solve this, let's see how we would write this out. So how many ways can they just have 7 kids? Meaning they could have all boys, they could have 6 boys and 1 girl, they could have boy, girl, boy, girl. So in other words, it would take a long time to write all these ways out and then figure out, count the ones, like this last one would be one that would have 5 boys and 2 girls. Well, how many of these would you have to write out, and then you would have to go through all of them and pick the ones out that have 5 boys and 2 girls? Well, there's 2 ways to have a kid, right? It's either a boy or a girl. So there's 2 ways to have the first kid. The first kid can be a boy or a girl. There's 2 ways to have the second kid, can be a boy or a girl. 2 ways to have the third kid. And you do this till you got to the 7th kid, meaning there's 2 to the 7th power, or 128 ways to have 7 kids. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to write 128 combinations of these down and then go through and pick the ones that only have 5 boys and 2 girls. So if we don't want to write all these down, then we use the easier way, which is Pascal's triangle. This is Pascal's triangle, which it can be created the first 2 rows, 1, 1, 1, and then notice that the 2 comes from these 2 ones being added. Then the 3 comes from 1 plus 2. This 3, 2 plus 1. The 4 comes from 1 plus 3, and then 6, 3 plus 3, and so on. So you could create your own Pascal's triangle, but just always remember that it starts at row 0. So if I have 7 kids, I'm going to look at row 7, and the very first element tells me that this is how many ways to get 7 boys out of 7 kids. I mean, if you think about it, there's only one way that they're going to all be boys. The second number says how many ways are you going to get 6 boys out of 7 kids. So how you read this, row 7, the first would be 7 boys, 6 boys, 5 boys, 4 boys, 3, 2, 1, and then no boys. Well, our question was 5 boys, so 7, 6, 5 out of 7 kids. So we just find this value 21. So if we listed 128 ways to have 7 kids, we would see that 21 of them have 5 boys and 2 girls. Let's try another one. 8 children, 3 boys, and 5 girls. Well, 8 children, row 8. I'm looking at the larger value, okay? I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I'm looking for the first value is what I meant to say for 3 boys. Well, don't count 1, 2, 3 and think the answer is 28. Remember, this starts with 8 children. This says all 8 of them are boys, 7 boys, 6, 5, 4, 3. So there's 56 ways to get 3 boys out of 8 children.